He texted me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Matt, why are you picking up? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. But he said, please get me back on. I need you to have me on. It's called the summit. The power you have. I'm going to give it right back to you. Long 15 minutes ago, Greg's on. He asked me to start this back in September. He knew something.
Steve and Matt have really bonded, so they really team up really well together. But I don't know if you might help me. Steve thinks it's telling this audience something we don't know. 2020, you know, it's my audience. Jennifer wrote a whole song about this. Everybody here, you have it on the cards in your bags. How does it go? 2020, it's not over yet. Okay. I gotta thank everybody here too. You know, I did a private conference here, paid it all, about 100 people months ago. Decided we had it pretty well down, and we did another one with this. Nobody expected what happened. Of course, after I announced it, then I get the call from the folks with the movie, and then we had some other things happen. Brazil, South Korea. South Korea here. So it wasn't perfect. And we're still working through some of the stuff. We try to be as sharp pencil as we could, and that's but I thank all of you for being graceful. Is we try to work through it. We did kind of jam the tables and make sure we had everybody in, so it's a little bit tight. Did you still have a good time so far? One of the things that we were hoping, and we were totally on the office to take to the bar area and then have it so it's more open across exactly actually the that side. And then just a lot of visitors. We just decided to just close the room. We have a great ally here with the but other places where you really can't really we have access to this facility, and we have a number of events available. Something happened early on, the kids produce everything they have. We were able to do something better, do something and then we just continued on. And I can tell you behind the scenes, even though there's been concern about it, somebody's going to come after us, we're going to get something, something legal, top to bottom. They said already, and then we go back to us. It is a privilege to do business with real assets, real reputation, all sorts of things. Decided to step up. It's more than just throwing money at something. It's more than just a name or personality. You still have to have those things. As a community, I can tell you that really total support of things that we're doing present here in this room. So you're blessed in ways that you don't even know. So that I would say it's the hand of God that He wants you to be able to do what you're going to have to do best. Why is the president following you? Because you're going to be that Gideon's army. That's that actually that's actually like, and then just kind of in your imagination, you be somebody what would that look like? And they didn't have a sword. Okay? When the enemy ran, it wasn't with their sword, they were from each other. And when they were defeated, they didn't come back and bother Israel for a whole 4 years. When we beat the deep state at their own game, they're going to be wiped out. And we're going to bring peace, not just to America, but to the world. Think about all that. Everyone clear affects a much larger crowd than we thought. And you know what? Think of 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, everybody in this room. And you know what influence you had in the community, how you thought, you grew up in the fight. You were trained in the fight. You mentally have shown yourself approved because you can process things, you can think for yourself, you're not going to be a sleeper. You're the greatest audience of this type in the country. You've got the greatest leadership here. Just another one of us. And rising all the way up to the top, the other stuff going back to the president, Jay Sixer, leading really the information side of that community that community wants to be touches. We got a number of people that haven't stopped and go, listen. And listen, the amount of leadership within the Patriot community that we have represented here is a process of trust. You guys agree? So, now, who do we have up next? I didn't even look at that over here, and I got swamped a little bit. He's like, great! Oh my gosh, great! We had a great conversation with you. Seriously, you know, don't go over there. We'll talk to you. Okay. Just one more time. Great. I gotta tell you, you know, you just wrote a book career in the Constitution, just wrote yourself on pro se. You know, we just need a hint. One of these days that we're going to do something is going to be just focused on pro se every day. Because you know what? We have not been able to get to the courts with attorneys. Not because they're bad attorneys, but because the attorneys can get sanctioned and fined, and the judges are part of a club, and they only want the attorneys to bring stuff to the table. And then they've got a scam going across the country where if you're pro se in so many states, you can't get out of what we mockingly call magistrate hell. They won't even get to an actual judge. They're gatekeepers to get into the court system. So we're going to spend an entire day trying to do and presenting it and actually go and actually like you, Tracy, and some of the other folks on the board make that same job. That's going to be one of the most important days to get this movement, I think, in the next couple of years, because we've got to have no say in respect to the courts. Yeah. He was a bar, right? I can't let you hear that. You're like an Abraham. You look like a little, we can get some of this for you. Still, actually, here it is. But even in our talks, I'm just telling folks, this is a guy that's really in the fight in a unique way. We have so many people. Where's Tracy? She will sit right over here. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's supervising. I see all the way to the back. Okay. Echo. Tracy doing this amazing work up in Utah. And there's been miracles happening in the court system. She's now on board with Queens from that magistrate also. She's got one. It's unbelievable sort. Go ahead. The mom. Okay, you know what? For different reasons, I have a couple of guys coming out here to join us. I've got Ethan and Wayne. Wayne's one of my mechanics. He's 15, he's a farm mechanic. So they'll pull the cab off, pull the cab off, pull the cranny out, do whatever. He doesn't even think about it. He's been doing it since he was a baby. So they got baby pictures and grease on it and everything. And working on the truck. This guy can pick up the truck, okay, if you take a look at it, it's like it's 25. Kind of a genius of his own way. His father and I did critical work for a long time together. In fact, his father's work was page 1 of the President's Daily Brief for many years, stuff that he was reading about. It's fun to have a young component here to begin to understand what's going on. They will be some of our leaders out in the future. We have some other young people out here, but I sit up front here, rolling, great guys, and get their signature. It's 20 or 30 years from now.
Test. I gotta be moving back around. Wow. Thank you all for being here. It's quite a show. Looks different from up here. My name is Gregory Spencer. I'm from Pennsylvania, southeast corner of Pennsylvania. I'm about 15 minutes from the Delaware border, Rhode Island, and 15 minutes from Maryland. So I'm tucked down in a county called Delaware County. Anybody here from Pennsylvania? Everybody do? Oh, there you are. Sorry. So that's my contact info here for anyone trying to get a hold of me. I mostly answer Gmail, for storage. So anybody wants to reach me, there's that info there. I don't know if we're allowed to take screenshots or whatever, or photos, but say again. So, this is the subject of the conversation for today, primary subject. The subject of this presentation is hidden in plain sight. You'll understand in a little bit. This is a short booklet. It's about 100 pages of who's running the United States Council. And after watching and listening to some of the presentations and talking to quite a few of you, I covered a lot of the presentation. This has been downloaded 100,000 times. It was the subject of 2 segments on Alex Jones, 2 of the biggest shows he ever had. Roger Stone was the subject of a couple of segments with Roger. I consider Roger a personal friend. And I think if you download this, take your QR code, it's free. I think you'll have a better understanding of how things work in the United States and who's running the show. Next slide. So I have all the screen space here, and I figured everyone would make a few important points. And it's something that Juan touched on earlier. And I hate to correct him, but it doesn't require 80% of people to make a change. It only requires 3 to 5%. The American Revolution was instigated and fought by 5% of the population. 5. That's it. Our opposition, the people were fighting, communists, whatever label you want to use, They're a very small minority too. There's not that many of them. So the thing I wanted to talk about was stop waiting for somebody else. There's nobody coming. It's just you. That's it. This room. Things aren't going to work out in November. I hear this happy talk. Happy, doy. Not going to happen, folks. Unless you do something. You. Not the people. Not the 80%. You. There's no politicians coming. They've shown you that. We have a broken house, right from corruption. They won't do what the President of the United States is directing them to do, and to be voted for him to do. The courts aren't coming, I'll tell you that for sure. I've been in the courts for 6 years. Over 250 cases, just about every court in Pennsylvania, not all the courts in Pennsylvania, U.S. Supreme Court, appellate courts. I wanted to mention Andy Thompson right here. I've been working with right now proof that the governor of Nevada and the Attorney General of Nevada and senior officials and senior judges, federal and state judges, committed federal election crimes, felonies. Felony conduct right here in Nevada. He's pro se. And I've been working with him. And no one will step in. The DOJ is well informed. Everybody, want me to give my name? We started with William Barr. Useless, a criminal, treasonous. We had emails from him to the head of election integrity, Richard Pilger, stating plainly that they will not investigate the 2020 election fraud. I wasn't a bystander to the 2020 election fraud. I was recruited. My specialty is fraud. Recovered over $2 billion to the United States government and corporations over a long career. Put politicians in jail. Sheriffs, mayors, congressmen resigned. I was put into that data center in Delaware County for a reason. I had Bill McSwain, the U.S. Attorney for Eastern Pennsylvania, in my cell phone. I wasn't on 1-800, report to me, DOJ. I called Bill that night, and again on Friday. And they said, Bill, get down here. We can use your team. We can use my team. We can use 5 machines. I got 130,000 fake mailing ballots in the back room. This is an easy squeegee. Bill Barr told him to stand down. He's a traitor. It's a matter of public record. The courts aren't coming. The DOJ is not coming. Pin Bondi is already gone. And I know everyone tried to be nice. Let's support Trump's appointees. Useless. Patel. Useless. Useless. Harvey Dillon. Useless. Gene Pirro. Useless. All of them have got full disclosure. Over 750 whistleblowers. 750 whistleblowers. Admirals, generals, SES employees, senior government officials. Tens of thousands of pages of evidence have been handed over to the DOJ. My understanding is President Trump calls Harvey Dillon every day, saying, what are you doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Heroes are not coming. The people who will decide this battle are ordinary people. They were always the plan. Ordinary citizen. How many people need to know the Bible phrases? Send me, Lord. Use me, Lord. That's all there is to it, people. Use me. Naval officer, computer scientist, a specialist financial crimes, the 200 lawsuits, like I said, pro se. And what I've built over the last 6 years, with limited help, is a sovereign AI system that we've been using to prosecute our lawsuits and process this data. A sovereign AI system is mine, ours. Our data center, our racks, our data, our AI systems, ours. Currently only for private use. That's what we've been building. The bottom line is, if you look at everybody here, you've got no choice. None of you do. You've seen this, you've got no choice. You've got to act. I already mentioned this, procedural litigation. For those who don't know, I was co-defendants with President Trump. 2 defamation suits as a co-defendants with Giuliani, Newsmax, OAN, Margot Cleveland, Logan Gidley, Bill Klein, Roger Ballenstein, any number of people. I was in court for 900 days. Pro se. Lana wasn't there, that her name was. She wasn't there. She took credit for it, but she wasn't there. 900 days we sat there in a defamation suit that was funded by the 65 Project, that was funded by communist groups, and it was funded to suppress anybody who would challenge the elections. 900 days. We won, pro se. Another 800 days. 800 days, pro se, Delaware County. We won that one too. As a matter of fact, we're the only ones in the country that won any defamation suit. Only ones. The only defamation suit that President Trump won. We got the verdict, or they withdrew from the case. I saved Rudy Giuliani $1 million. Didn't send a Christmas card yet. $1 million they already got a judgment on, and they removed that judgment. Truth is a complete defense. Truth is a complete defense. The fact that this election fraud was a matter of public record for 6 years is unavoidable. We see it every day. Most recently, people from California, I talked to a few of you. Spencer Pratt. Just like every other election. Oh, I won. No, 24,000 votes came in just for the other person, and you lost. You think that's going to change in November? Seriously? Does anybody here think that's going to change in November? No. You're just doing it, not even bothering anymore. They send out mail-in ballots. They don't care. There's no LNA testing. Do you know there's not a single election machine in the United States that's certified to run an election? Not one. Not a single machine. That's a matter of public record in Pennsylvania. Filled with malicious code. The most recent verdict from a district judge in Pennsylvania, a federal judge, was, while we admit that the code's not certified, while we admit that it's got malicious code in it that can change elections, it's speculative that it will be used to cheat. That's our ruling. But it's important again for this election, the last election with the machine vote. Done it 5 times now. Secretary of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania admits twice the machine's not certified. This is illegal. It's a federal violation of election law. It's a felony. So forgive me for not being so optimistic about our DOJ, but only three months ago, I sent a 40-page document, criminal referrals, criminal charges. I was asked, what do we do to stop this? You guys watch TV? Just indict 10 of these knuckleheads. 20 of them. They won't be able to roll fast enough. These people aren't willing to go to jail. They're willing to send you to jail. But if you indict them, if someone from the day of DOJ, anyone, I'm going to challenge you to come up here, one, you give me one person in the DOJ, one, that will grow up here to be vulgar, and this is all over. The first book I wrote, The Hoops, QR code there. Nothing's changed since 2020. The election machines use fraudulent code. Over 70% of the mail-in ballots are fraudulent. I can prove it. We have proven it in court. Proof is a complete defense. It's entered in the public record. Multiple dockets from the Supreme Court all the way down to county courts, all over the country. We got the proof. We've been sitting, I've listened here for today that we're walking around asking people, what is it you want from us? What more can we tell you? What can I add to this? I know most of the speakers here. Intradier, Commonwealth Applicante, Ed Solomon's here, great mathematician, people have been here predicted. I don't think there's anybody that lists to people there at the bottom, but I don't know. Most of the podcasters that are in here, I see the ones that have been on other shows. Does anybody need any more proof? You really need any more proof? If you want it, that book is still for sale on Amazon, inexpensive, tell you everything I want to know. How they use the machines, how they use USB sticks, how they integrate mail-in ballots into the system, the corrupt judges. I filed lawsuits against over 20 judges. I'm not a popular guy. Next slide, please. It's the new book. In the parallel election, we tell you how they did the fraud. With evidence. Videos of election officials destroying public records and ballots, laughing at you on video. Coordinated with James O'Keefe at the time. We did a sting. One thing I've learned in every public corruption trial or scenario that I've been in, those public officials are all arrogant, most of them, and they always destroy the evidence. Always. Every time. Every time. They can't help themselves. They'll destroy the evidence, make up evidence, pretend it doesn't exist. Gotta get that word when I'm walking around like Freddie Mercury. Get me my Freddie Mercury mic. I gotta be moving, gotta be walking. You're my favorite guys to talk around. Go green pool. Anyways, we tell you how it happened. And you don't need any more. It's been entered in the court records. All entered in the courts. From the federal courts down to the it was a mystery to me why Mike Lindell, who got stung with hundreds of millions of dollars in fines, know, admitting that they did it. Admitting that they stole $2.4 trillion over the past 15 years. Maybe 20. Public record. What this book does here is 97% of pro se cases will fail. They don't want to hear you. The Supreme Court just passed a case where you're no longer allowed to speak in front of the Supreme Court pro se without an attorney. You don't know that. We can't represent the False Claims Act as citizens. If the DOJ commits crimes, the only one who can prosecute the DOJ is the DOJ. That makes sense? The only one who can compensate victims of the DOJ, the Inspector General, and the FBI is the DOJ, Inspector General, and the head of the FBI. They'll decide if you even hear your case. 97% of you will be rejected. This book changes that. I'm not an attorney. I'm an engineer. I'm a systems engineer. To me, the water isn't any different than the tools you use to build a bridge. Beam's got to be so big. Span can only be so long. No different from a computer program. That's all it is, a set of rules. That's all the law is to me. It's a set of rules. So what we did is we took all the laws in the United States. We put them in our own sovereign AI system, not ChatGPT, with its LLM and hallucinations and the different things that happen with that. We put it in our own system. We index all the files, took in all the cases, put in all the data, and then we generate lawsuits. Real lawsuits. You know what happened? They don't want to hear them anymore. Most of the cases that are in right now are sitting there for 2 or 3 years. And what we found out was the court's greatest power isn't just to quash. You have a standing. You did state claim. We have no jurisdiction. Whatever BS that they use to exclude you from the court. The greatest power they have is not to hear your case at all. Andy Thompson, wherever you are, they won't hear his case. They won't hear it. They won't hear my case. I asked this question. It was a little uncomfortable for some people. I got to admit, I really don't know why I'm here. Because one asked me. That's the only reason I'm here. And that matter. That's why I'm here. For the love of God, I don't know what more I could say. The question I had when I was walking up is, they'll tell you,
So, you are black and are screwed. There's a reason why we have grades here. You have to have a safety all the way through. We got all sorts of plans like this. We make a move, they make a move. You have been in the fight. Nobody can challenge the stuff that you have or just dismiss it. That's why you're here, because everybody needs to know. I've told all you guys, you're survivors. You stayed. That's what you've done the whole time. And we have to give you a lot of respect for all the work you've done. You're trying hard to keep this going. This process.
여기가 오니까 카지노를 바꾼 거 같아요. 카지노를 갖고 네, 이따가 오후에 저곳에서 황교안 총리님과 제가 방송을 합니다. 저곳에서 황 총리님과 제가 방송을 하게 됩니다. 네, 지금 이제 오늘 하고 내일 끝나고 바로 갈 건데요. 네, 여기서도 유의미한 만남이 있었고, 여기는 이제 일종의 바텀업 전략이에요. 바텀업 전략. 바텀업 전략으로 트럼프 대통령의 마음을 끌기 위해서 미국 시민의 현장으로, 그리고 트럼프 대통령과 함께하는 프로드 파이터즈와 함께하는 그런 시간을 가지는 것입니다. 네. 대표님.
Morning, sir. How are you? Just because he knows that President Trump has been following. Yes. I hope he saw you. Yes. We know. Good. Excellent. Very good to see you. Very good to see you. Pete Santilli, he was asking if you knew that President Trump saw you yesterday. We know we did.
네, 트럼프 대통령에게 연락을 했다라는 얘기입니다.
This is good stuff happening.
네.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We were just sharing with him, President Trump has been following.
네, 트럼프 대통령이 팔로잉을 했다.
우리 이야기를 다 계속해서 보고 있다.
여기는 트럼프 타운 아니고요. 에이혼이라는 호텔입니다. 네, 에이혼 호텔이고 이곳에서 하고 있습니다. 트럼프 타워는 카지노가 없습니다.
비디오 대통령이 봤어요.
Hear a response. This morning.
This morning, Trump was watching this, and he saw you guys. Trump actually saw you.
대표님께서 영상을 받고 그 이야기를 스티브 바넌이 자기 프로에서 들어서 얘기를 했습니다.
알게 됐나? 보고 싶은 일이 어떻게 된다?
그 스티브 바넌이 어제 인터뷰한 스티브 바넌이 트럼프가 이거를 봤었다고 그 방송 중에
Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Great
Very
news.
good. Good job.
나눠주고 있습니다. 네. 이런 의미 있는 일들이 일어나고 있습니다. 그러니까 대학생, 중학생이 되면 약간 좀 애매한 스탠스입니다. 애매한 스탠스이고, 그 뒤에 있는 세력들이 이걸 부정선거로 축소하려고 한다는 얘기를 제가 들었습니다. 그러니까 여러분 절대로 하면 안 됩니다. 네. 아침은 좀 생략했습니다. 이따가 또 방송을 켜겠습니다, 여러분. 그때는 마이크 연결하겠습니다.